Alright, this is Algebra 2, Lesson 42, and this lesson is about estimating with scientific notation. Alright, so why would we want to estimate with scientific notation? Well, let's say that we have a big, giant bunch of multiplication to do, and we go into our calculator and we type it in, and the calculator comes out completely wrong, but we don't even know because it's a huge multiplication problem that we can't do in our heads. So it's good to be able to estimate using scientific notation so you know about how much the answer should be, so that we know if it's right or wrong. All right, so 42.1 asks us to estimate this product. All right, so they have 16 times 5,280 times 5,280 times 5,280 times 12 times 12 times 12. This looks familiar from our last lesson. All right, and they want us to use scientific notation to estimate this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put all of these numbers in scientific notation. This one we're going to round up to 20. We're just going to round them up or down and then put them in scientific notation. So this one's about 20, which would be 2 times 10 to the 1. Okay. This one is about 5,000, which would be 5 times 10, and remember we had to move it back 1, 2, 3 to the third. Okay, this one is about 5,000, so that will be 5 times 10 to the third. Okay, and this one we moved it back 1, that's why it's 10 to the 1, and then this one's going to be the same thing, 5 times 10 to the third. Okay, for the 12s, these are about 10. Okay, and we're going to have to move it back 1, so we're going to say 1 times 10 to the 1. And we're going to do that 3 times. Okay, now we know that when we multiply numbers like this, we're going to multiply all of our numbers first. So our 2, our 5, our 5, our 5, our 1, our 1, and our 1. We're going to multiply all those. So 2 times, let's see, I'm going to do my 5s first. So I've got 2 times 5 times 5 times 5, 1, 2, 3, times 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. All right, 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125, and then that times 2. 2 times 125 would be 250. Okay, and then times 1 is still 250, times 1 is still 250, and times 1 is still 250. All right, so all that comes out to 250 times 10. Now we got to figure out the exponent. For exponents, when we're multiplying numbers with exponents, we add the exponents. So we're going to add up all of these exponents because our bases are the same. All right, so we got 3 plus 3 is 9, and is 6, plus 3 more is 9, and then 1 more is 10, 11, 12, 13. So we got 250 times 10 to the 13. That still isn't that's not in real scientific notation, so we're going to fix that. We have to move this 1, 2 more. So actually, we're just going to round that to 300. Okay, so we're going to say it's about 3 times 10 to the, if we moved it back 1, 2, it would be to the 15th. 13 plus 2 more spaces makes 15. So our estimate is 3 times 10 to the 15th. From this estimate, if our calculator answer was 4.0697 times 10 to the 15th, we know that's probably right because it's close. It's close to that. Okay, as long as our exponent isn't way off, then our calculator answer is probably right. All right, let's try another one. 42.2. Use scientific notation to estimate this problem. So we've got 3,728 times 470,165 times 10 to the negative 14th. And all that's being divided by 2, 7, 8, 1, 4, 6, 0.0000713 times 10 to the negative 5th. Whew. All right. So we're going to round everything and fix our scientific notation. So this one we're going to say is about 4,000, which would be 4 times 10 to the third. Okay, that's that first one right there. All right, this one, let's see, if we move that, this is about 500. We move this back 1, 2. It would be 5 times 10, but we went the other way, so we're going to say that wasn't a decimal, that was a comma. Okay, so we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to say 14 take away 5. This is positive 5, negative 14. Okay, so 14 take away 5 would be negative 9. So that one's about 5 times 10 to the negative 9th. Okay, now our bottom. This one is about 300,000. So it would be 3 times 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 5th. And over here we're going to move it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's about 700. So that would be 7 times 10. 5 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4 would be negative 9. Okay, so there we have that. Now we're going to multiply. 5 times 4 is 20. 3 times 7 is 21. This will be 9 minus 3. Okay, so we got to add these exponents, a positive 3 and a negative 9. It's going to make a negative 6. All right, and then this one would be a positive 5 and a negative 9 is going to make a negative 4. And then we're just going to estimate this. 20 over 21. We're just going to estimate this. We're going to say this is about 20, right? We're going to move it back, and we're going to get 2 times 10 to the, we moved it 1, so that would be negative, let's see, positive 1, negative 6, would be negative 5, over, this is about 20, so 2 times 10 to the negative 3. Now all we have to do is 2 over 2. That's the same thing as 1, basically. Pick this up. 1 times 10, and then we just subtract. So if we move this exponent up to the top, we would get positive 3. We're going to end up being left with negative 2. 5 take away 3 is 2. 1 times 10 to the negative 2. All right, that's our estimated answer to that. I'll do another one. All right, this is 42.3. All right, and it asks us to use scientific notation to estimate this answer. We've got 0.0418765 times 10 to the negative 14th times 41,700 1,725 times 10 to the 43rd. Whew, it's a big one. Okay. All that is over 9,764 times 10 to the negative 23rd. Okay, first thing we're going to do is round all of these and fix our scientific notation. So this one, I'm going to round it to 7. And I'm going to move my decimal all the way to here. No, it'll be going to there. So I'm going to round this to 7. Okay. And I'll move my decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negative 6 spaces. Ah, no, I don't have to do that. I totally messed that one up. I'm just going to round right here. 2, 1, 2, And all I have to move my decimal is 1, 2. Okay, so it's going to be right there. Sorry about that. 4 times 10. I moved it 2, so I'm going to be at negative 16. Alright, now I'm going to round this one, and I'm going to say it's about 4. Get rid of all that. So 4 times 10 to the, let's see, I'm going to have to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So 3 and 4 is 7. That should be to the 47. No, I moved it the other way. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. To the 47. Okay, there's that. Now the bottom. This one, 9, is going to round up to 10. Okay, so I'm going to have to move it 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going backwards 4 spaces. So I'm going to have to add 4. Negative 23, positive 4 will be a negative 19. So 1 times 10 to the negative 19. Alright. Now, 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay. Times 10. Let's see. I got a top. My top's times 10. Now I'm going to add my exponents. Negative 16, positive 47. Be that's 31. Okay, and then this is times 10 to the negative 19. Okay, so there's that. So we got 16 over 1, which is 16, and we're going to round that up. So that'll be 16. We're going to round that up to 20. Now, we're going to move this to the top, so that will be plus 19. We move it up, we change the sign. And that is going to be 50. Okay, now we're still not done because we got to get our decimal here. So we're going to move our decimal back one more. We're going to have 2 times 10 to the 51. And that's the answer to that one. Alright, I know these seem a little tedious, but they're not that bad. Alright, so that was the last example. Go ahead and pause the video and do the practice problems, and then I'll work them for you. Okay, practice problems. This is A. Alright, so A says estimate this product. So we've got 13 times 5,280 times 5,280 times 12 times 12. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is round these. So this one's close to 10. This one's close to 5,000. This one's 5,000. This one's 10, and that one's 10. Okay, 10 is 1 times 10 to the 1. This one's going to be 5 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3. And then we need that again. 5 times 10 to the third. 1 times 10 to the 1. And 1 times 10 to the 1. Okay, so why is it important that we actually write the 1 times 10 to the 1? Because when we add these exponents, we got to make sure we're adding those 1s in there. All right, so I have to multiply. So I've got 1 times 5 times 5 times 1 times 1. 5 times 5 is 25, and everything times 1 is still just going to be 25. Then I have to add my exponents. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 3 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So times 10 to the 9th. All right, now I have to fix this, so I'm going to move that 1 back. So I'm going to have that 25 rounds to 30, okay? So I'm going to have 3 times 10, and I moved it back 1, so to the 10th. You could either do that, or you can make it be 2.5 times 10 to the 9th. Either one of those answers is fine. All right. Let's do B. Okay, so B has a whole bunch of craziness. All right, so we got 4, 3, 5, 3, 9, 3, 3, 2, 1, 6, times 10 to the negative 11. All that is over. Okay, so there's our problem. First, we're going to estimate. So, first we're going to round. This rounds to 4,000. Okay, so that's going to be 4 times 10 to the third. Okay, there's our first one. All right, this one rounds to, that 9 rounds to a 10. No, that's going to stay a 9. This one rounds to 900,000. Okay, and that's going to be, we're going to move our decimal to there. So 9 times 10, and we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that would be on the positive 5. So this is going to be negative 6. Okay. Now this one rounds to 300,000. Okay, so that's going to be 3 times 10. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 5th. Okay, and this one's going to round to 16, rounds up to 20. We don't even care about those other zeros there. We're going to be moving our decimal to there, so 1, 2. So we moved it negative 2. So we're going to have 2 times 10 and 31, and we moved it negative 2. That'll be negative 33. All right, so now we've got our scientific notation set and everybody's rounded. Now we're going to multiply our numbers and add our exponents. So 9 times 4 is 36. And then 3, negative 6, positive 3, negative 6 would be negative 3. Okay, there's our top. And then here we're going to say 3 times 2 is 6. And then 5, positive 5, negative 33 would be, let's see, 8, 28. Negative 28. Okay, so now we're going to say 36 over 6. That's going to be the same thing as 6. Okay, times 10 to that, we got to move this up. So it's going to be plus 28. So that would be positive 25. So there's our answer. 6 times 10 to the 25th. Right? Okay, we're going to do C. One more. To the negative 12th. Right, and that is times 27, 153 times 10 to the 21st. And that is over 6,354 times 10 to the negative 31. Okay, so first we're going to do our estimating, and we're going to estimate, let's see, 13 would just be 10. So there's that one. We don't have to worry about all these extra numbers here. This one's going to round to, let's see, 27 will go up to 30. Alright, and then this one would round to 6. Okay, so we're going to move our decimal to here, 1, 2, and we're going to have 1 times 10, and we moved it that way, so that'll be a negative 2, so the negative 14th. That's our first one. Second one, we're going to be moving this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 3 times 10, and that would be a positive 4, so to the 25th. Okay, now for our bottom part, that one would be 6 times 10, we moved it 1, 2, 3, and that would be a positive 3. Negative 31, positive 3 would be a negative 28. Okay, so now we're going to multiply our numbers and add our exponents. So 1 times 3 is 3. And then we're going to add negative 14, positive 25. So that'll be times 10 to the 11th. Okay, and then that one doesn't multiply into anything, so 3 over 6, that's 1/2, which is closer to, I mean, we'd have to round that up to 1. Okay, and then we have times 10 to the negative 28, and when we bring that up, it's going to be positive 28. So 1 times 10. Actually, this is telling us to do 1/2 as 0.5. Okay, times 10 to the 39. And then we have to move that 1 that way. So it will be 5 times 10 to the 38. And there is the answer to that one, 5 times 10 to the 38. Yeah, you don't round it until after you've already set your decimal. Okay, that was all of those. If you have any questions, just message me. And 42 will be the homework, or last homework for before winter break. And bring it to class on Wednesday. Thanks, bye.